Hi guys, part 3 of Hired Husband. Enjoy!
Disclaimer: I do not own the haiku characters that are to be used in this story. Photos or covers were picked from Google. Credits to the owner.
I was awakened by my phone ringing. I answered the phone. Hello. I will give you an hour to prepare. It's Monday. We are heading to the registry office, the caller said. I was quite unfamiliar with the person's voice. I looked at my phone screen to see the caller's ID. I brought back the phone to my ear. Huh. Mr. Hinata, we need to register our marriage today, he said. I was processing every word that I heard. That's when it sinks in. I looked at the clock in my room showing 7 o'clock. Gosh, why didn't you call much early? I exclaimed. I called you earlier than 7. But you didn't answer. So I called Kenma-san, and he says you got home late last night. Yeah, I inhaled and said, I'm sorry, I know you're kinda busy too. I'll be there, just give me a few minutes to prepare. Don't worry, just take your time. Do you want me to pick you up instead? He offered. No, let's meet at your building. It's nearer to the city hall, I said. Okay, bye. He ended the call as I started to prepare. After 30 minutes of preparation, I head on to his company. I'm here, I message him and wait for his reply. After a few minutes, wait for me outside, near the entrance. I'll just pick up my car, he replied. I waited outside as he instructed. I saw a fancy car parked in front and saw Mr. Kageyama goes out of it. Hi, good morning, shall we? He said. I smiled at him and said, hello. Yes, let's do this. He assisted in opening the door on the passenger seat as I entered the car. We head to the city hall. When we reached the city hall, we headed towards the registry office. Good morning, how can I assist you today? The officer asked. Good morning, we were here to get a marriage license of some sort, Mr. Kageyama said. The officer looked at us and said, oh, you do know that it was not yet legalized to have same-sex marriage here in Japan, right? Yeah, we are aware of that. But in our municipal, we have a same-sex partnership system that we can somehow have a certificate sort of, you know, I said. You've done thorough research. Not bad. Let's proceed inside, the officer said. The officer ushers us towards a table, and he gets those needed papers that we need to fill up. Here, please fill this up, the officer said. While we're on it, the officer starts to do a slight interview. So, how long have you been in a relationship? They asked. 3 months, Mr. Kageyama said. That's short. Why not? If you already find the perfect person for you, why would you need to wait longer? I said. How did you know he's perfect for you? Mr. Kageyama looked at me with adoration and said, when you saw them and as if you saw your future in front of you. He looked at the officer. You already knew it was them. I blushed at what he said. Okay, stop it. You are too cheesy right now, I pouted. He put down the pen and held both of my cheeks. You're so cute, he said, and he's about to kiss me on the lips. I put my hand to cover his mouth. Stop right there, I said as I pointed at the officer. Someone's watching. He cleared his throat and said, sorry, I was carried away. I saw a slight blush across his cheeks. Don't worry, it's a usual thing here, the officer chuckled. Are you done? Yes, I said as I handed over the paper. Mr. Kageyama compiles the paper and gives it to the officer. Here. Okay, let me just check it, they said as they checked the paper. Okay, I'll process this one. Please wait for a moment. Thank you, I said. As the officer heads to a different room. You did great. You're a better actor than me. You can receive an Oscar, I whispered. Not the one to talk. How come you fill up those forms correctly? He whispered back. Done some research, that's why I slept over my alarm, I said. The officer returned to us with the certificate. Okay, so do you have rings? The officer asked. We don't have, Mr. Kageyama said, which the officer raised an eyebrow. Is it important? We've got a little agreement that we don't need rings. We just want to make it private, sort of. Aside from some family and close friends, I said. Okay then. They cleared their throat. Since Shoyo and Tobio have consented together in marriage before this company, have pledged their faith, and declared their unity by each in a mutual understanding, I pronounce that you are united in marriage. They hand over the certificate and said, you may now kiss your husband. We look at each other. I look directly into Tobio's eyes. It shows love and affection as he caresses my cheek. I gulped. I looked at his lips. It is pinkish and moist. I want to kiss him, I thought as I internally gave panic. Wait, I didn't know I'm gay. I looked at Shoyo with love and affection as what he deserved. I look at his kissable lips and slowly brush my lips onto him. I saw a satisfying faint blush at him, and I smiled. Congratulations, Mr. Kageyama Tobio and Mr. Kageyama Shoyo, the officer said. Thank you, officer, Shoyo said. We headed to the car and drove out. We were enveloped by a comfortable silence as Mr. Hina wait. It's Shoyo now. Anyways, as he stares at the certificate. Are you good? I asked. Let's grab something to eat before heading to your place. I said. My place? Yeah, have you forgotten? You're going to live with me. Oh, yeah, a bagel and coffee will be fine, he said. We go to a drive-thru and order some breakfast, and after that, we head on to Shoyo's apartment. Come in. Wait for me here. I just need to pack. I was about to head to my room when Tobio stopped me. Wait, you have to eat first. You haven't eaten yet, he said. Yeah, sorry. I sit in the kitchen and start eating. After we ate, do you need some help in packing? He asked. No, it's fine. I can handle it. You can wait in the living room if you want, I said as I headed to my room and packed some of my important things. After I packed, I rolled my luggage and headed out of my room. I saw Tobio on the couch scrolling in his phone. He felt my presence and looked in my direction. Done. He looked at my luggage and asked, that's all you're bringing? I just brought the important one, I said. I see. Let's go. We headed to the car and drove to Tobio's house. If you ask me, it was a long drive, almost an hour, when we reached an exclusive subdivision where Tobio's house was located. Welcome to Kageyama Estate, he said. You own this? I asked. More like, the family owns it. My house was located near my grandmother's house, he said. Oh, we're here. We go out of the car. I look at the exterior of the house as Tobio got my luggage. Wow, let's go inside, he said as he held my hand. I looked at our hand as I blushed. We entered the house, we removed our outdoor shoes, and he gave me indoor slippers. Thanks. No problem. That's yours, he said. He gave me a walk through the house. Here is the living room. That is the kitchen and dining room. The toilet is here for some guests. My home office is off limits, especially if I'm in a meeting. Let's head upstairs. We head upstairs, which led to 3 different doors. Here, he said as he opens the door on the right. This is your room. I'm not sure what you want in your room, so I just make it simple. I got inside and look around. I also put my luggage in the corner. There is also a walk-in closet and a personal bathroom. This one, he points to the opposite room. It's just another guest room. And that leaves, he points at the door in the middle. My room, which is also off limits for you. Okay, thanks. You can go and unpack now. I'll be downstairs, he said. I unpacked my things. Looking again in the room. He says it's simple. How come this is simple? It was almost the same as my room in my condo. I headed downstairs and saw a not-so-old lady greeting Tobio. Oh, Tobio, we rarely see each other here. How are you? She asked. You're right, Auntie. I was about to leave, actually. I just brought my partner here, he said. Partner. Hello. I butt into their conversation as I came near Tobio. I'm Hinata Shoyo. Nice. Kageyama Shoyo, Tobio said as he held me on my waist. Sorry. Married. You didn't tell me you're getting married. The lady said. I told you about it, Auntie, Tobio said. You didn't, she said as she looked at me. Hi young Master Shoyo, I'm Amane. I'm the one who maintained the young Master Tobio's house. Nice to meet you, Amane-san. You can just call me Shoyo. I'm not comfortable with formalities, I said. Nice meeting you too, just call me Auntie if you want, she said. I'm going back to the office. I have a meeting, I'll be back late, so don't wait for me, Tobio said as he kissed me on the temple. Bye, I blushed at his sudden action as I waved at him. So, Shoyo, are you perhaps allergic to shrimp? Auntie Amane asked. Yeah, I had an extreme allergic reaction to shrimp when I was 6. Since then, I stopped eating it or anything that has a shrimp product, I said. Boo, indeed, Tobio says about you then, she said. I looked at her confusingly. Last Friday, he informed me to remove all the shrimp or even shrimp-based products in the house. Also, to prevent cooking with shrimp. I had second thoughts about it since it is one of his favorites, she explained. Oh, he didn't need to remove it all. I can avoid it, I said. She chuckled. The young master was more on prevention. He wants you to be healthy and safe, she said as she heads to the kitchen. I followed her in the kitchen as she opened the fridge. What are you doing, Auntie? I asked. I'm about to prepare dinner. Are you up for dumplings? You can make homemade dumplings, I exclaimed. She starts to put the ingredients on the counter. Yup, can I help? Sure. I wash my hands and start helping Aunt Amane. Aside from shrimp, do you have other allergies to food? I think I had a mild allergy to mangoes and peanuts. Well, mangoes are my least favorite. I also rarely taste peanuts. I'm into almonds, especially with honey butter flavor, I said. I see. Are you a picky eater? Not really, but I have a diet that I need to follow. I see. Are you up for spicy? Sure, but not too much. Okay. After a few minutes. Here. Wow, I said and took a bite. This is so good, thanks. I thought you won't like it. I have usually done some shrimp dumplings. It was rare for me to create meat and veggies, Auntie Amane said. Can you join me? It's quite lonely to eat alone, and this is a lot for me, I asked. Okay, she agreed and sat in a chair and joined me. After we ate, Aunt Amane said goodbye and went home, while I sat in the living room and watched some programs on TV. It was past at 11 p.m. when the front door opened. Tadaima, Tobio said as he entered the house. I stood up and greeted him, Okarinasai. He looked at me, a little surprised. You're still awake? My sleeping schedule is sucked plus I'm in a different house. Did you already eat dinner? I said. He came near me and kissed me on the forehead. Yup. How about you? I touched my forehead as I blushed. Aunt Amane prepared meat and veggie dumplings. We had leftover. Want to try it? Maybe tomorrow or later. Go to your room. You have to rest, he said. Yeah. Good night, Toby. I kissed his cheek, and when I was satisfied with his reaction, I headed to my room.
To be continued. If you like this video, consider subscribing by clicking the subscribe button. Bye!